What's going on, everybody? We got another Thursday night movie club coming up here. I'm really excited. It's one of those things that I always look forward to this. You have a long week of work, got one more day to get through, or at least with my work schedule, and look forward to this, to have somebody on fun to talk about movies, collecting, YouTube journeys, and just dig into that and see who jumps into the chat. So with that being said, I don't want to waste any time because you all have heard me before, but we need to get the guest on here. So for tonight, I'm going to go ahead and bring out, we got Alex from Alex Thomas Reviews.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
I appreciate this. I know we were talking backstage for a little bit before we came on live, but I truly, anytime somebody takes time out of their life, I know things are busy. Believe me, things are busy. You got a lot of things going on, and I appreciate you taking any time you can to jump on and, chat with me.
No problem, no problem. I appreciate you for inviting me on. It's like I said, it's been a long time since I've done stuff like this, being on someone else's YouTube channel and collabing and stuff like that. And I enjoy this. I think as a community, we all should do this, big or small. I feel like if we're all one community, we all should come together and collab.
Oh, absolutely. I actually, that's what I've fallen into. Like, I love doing this, going live to get the instant reactions from people, if anybody jumps in the chat, and we'll get to those here in just a second, but then to have a chance to talk to people that I've watched videos. And I'll admit, I've been very guilty of being the silent, watcher, watching videos. Yeah. I work, all day long. Like a lot of times this is what I got in my earbuds when I'm,
when you're working.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really bad at going back and posting comments. And that was a goal I didn't get to this year, but I want to do better at doing that. Where, to let somebody know, like, even if it's not something profound, just to be like, hey, I was here. I listened. I heard your, but I always try to give the thumbs up when I'm going through that. But one thing really early on, I ran into your movie hauls, your YouTube videos, like going out and doing that. And, man, I'm really new to this, and looking at your YouTube page, you've been putting videos out for a while, right?
Technically, I've been doing this since 2014.
Okay.
Technically.
Yep. Decade.
So for a decade. Yes. And it's crazy that it doesn't really feel like that. But I guess after the pandemic, I kind of was really pushing hard on videos. Cause like I said, we're going to just jump into it, how I started. So I started doing video games first. I was doing gameplay. I was doing walkthroughs, and I was playing a lot of NBA 2K. So I was posting that because the PS4 gave us the ability to post to YouTube. It's like, all right, I'm about to just start posting my video games there. And I started doing walkthroughs and stuff. And then I got really burnt out from that stuff. I got really burnt out, and it wasn't really getting, I guess, the views either. They weren't really getting views. I was just doing it for my own amusement, just because I wanted to watch my own gameplay. So I was most of the views probably came from me.
Well, if you're doing it anyway, put it out there.
So, and then I was watching a lot of people do physical media stuff. I was watching people like the Flick Pick used to do a lot of Blu-ray collection videos. I was watching Duran Cinema. He was always doing videos. And I was like, man, I collect movies too. Why aren't I talking about my collection? Like, at first, of course, it was a lot of DVDs, but I'm like, man, why didn't I just start talking about this? Because I enjoy doing this. So one day I just started. I think my first ever video was me doing like a Blu-ray collection video. It was very small. And I was like, I'm about to start doing it, start showing what I buy physically, like what I buy when I buy my movies. And I started doing that, and I really enjoyed it. And then cut back, I was still doing the gameplay, too. But like I said, I just got really burnt out from posting video games, because it's a lot to edit, a lot to do when it comes to video games. When I make Blu-ray hunting videos, it don't take that much as people think. It really doesn't take that much. I can tell you guys, I shoot the video and upload it within an hour, like not even within 20 minutes after shooting it.
Hey, that's the content to put out then, right?
Yeah. So it don't really take that much. I just add this, obviously I got my certain music that I use, the way my transitions, it's already in set mode for me to put in my video. So it don't take that much to do. But going back to 2017, that's when I met my wife.
Yeah.
And I kind of really took a break from it because I was transitioning from moves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then what happened? I was still posting video games, and then of course the pandemic happened.
Yeah. Yep.
Pandemic happened, and we weren't really allowed to go out and stuff like that. Then when they finally opened up the stores, that's when I started saying I'm about to start doing Blu-ray hunting videos.
Okay.
After that, I got more comfortable doing it, and after obviously I've been doing it ever since.
Okay. So me being I'm very, very new to YouTube compared to you. Very, very new. So that's one thing that I have. There's hurdles, I think, for all of us going out and doing this, getting a comfort level, even if you're sitting at home, recording yourself, listening to yourself, editing some of that stuff. Or at least for me, it took me a bit to even get to that point. And it makes me a little bit nervous going out in public doing that. So did you ever find yourself being a little hesitant doing that? And what did you do to get over that?
Sometimes I did, but I would get away with it because I would have my headphones in. So it would kind of be looking like I'm talking on the phone, because most people have their headphones in there talking to themselves. You would think they're talking to yourselves. So how I would do it is, in places that play music, I'm gonna just have my phone out.
Yeah.
And if obviously when Best Buy was open, when we could go in there, they would never have music, so I could just talk, have my earphones in. It'd be looking like I'm talking on the phone as I'm recording.
That's good. Yeah.
So that's how I would do it.
Yeah.
And at first, of course, you're gonna feel kind of weird and stuff like that. But I just got to a point where I just got too comfortable, where people were literally walking past me and I was still shooting videos. I just like, if you're gonna comment on what I'm doing, I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing. I'm recording a video for YouTube. That's what I'm doing.
So that being said, have you had any run-ins with people that have taken offense, but what are you doing?
I've actually run into someone that watched my channel.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I was at the exchange. That's where I go when I buy my used physical media, and I just randomly bumped into somebody. He's like, "Hey, like, you're him." I'm like, "Yeah, what's up? I'm actually shooting a video right now." I told him I was shooting a video the same time I was meeting him.
I love that.
And so I've never really I know I've gotten looks, but no one has ever came up to me and say, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Right.
I've gotten looks, and I've tried not to pay attention to people that's around me.
Yeah.
Unless they ask me a question about something, and I'll blatantly ask them as I'm recording and be like, "Hey, like, blah blah." I might cut that out because I don't want that in the video.
Right.
But yeah, to me, as long as you just feel comfortable who you are and what you're doing, and believe in what you're doing, it's gonna come with second nature for you to do it. I felt like that when I recorded my movie reviews. So I started doing movie reviews a long time ago, but I felt like my vocabulary wasn't correct. So I've gone back and recorded old reviews. I reviewed those movies because I knew the quality wasn't very good. My vocabulary wasn't very good. So I went back and reviewed, I already reviewed all the Harry Potter movies, but I felt like I need to re-review them again because I didn't do them videos justice. So
I'm right there with you, man. I feel like even my short amount of time that I've been on doing stuff, that I've been better about my vocabulary and talking. And I'd say this whole practice of doing this has helped me a lot with even talking in public, to more people. And I still do it all the time, but man, the earlier ones, going back and hearing all the ands and ums and I'll still do it. And tonight I'll do it a bunch.
Yeah,
so.
That's just gonna come with second nature. I think as long as the more we talk, we're not even gonna notice that we're doing it. You know?
But if you're okay with it, I'm gonna run through. There's a few people jumping in the chat here real quick, just to say hey to everybody that is joining in, and we'll keep on going. But we got Movie Hunter in here saying
Movie Hunter,
everyone. As Alex would say, let's get it. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
I love it. So that's always a catchphrase that I hear you throw out there.
Yeah.
How'd you come up with it?
I've been saying it for a long time. I've been saying even playing video games. That's something I always said playing video games. When I would play 2K, that's always a saying I always said. So it just stuck.
It's like one of those battle cries, it's just let's go, man.
Yes.
I love it. Holland's in here saying, hey, Wilkie.
What's going on, Holland?
Good evening. Thank you, sir. And like got a highs back and forth. I'll try to run through those. If I miss anybody's, it's not on purpose. Just kind of being aware of our time here together.
Mhm.
But Nikki, my honorary mom, I always say, saying good evening, Corey. Hope you're having a great one. Thank you very much. And other honorary moms, yeah, saying hey, mom. Saying my boy Alex, congrats on the new life as a husband and future
Yes.
father, my man.
No future father. No,
Nah.
no. I'm okay.
Well, let's stick with your new life as a husband.
Yes.
Hey, that's a big thing too. I've seen on your videos you're posting things of the wedding, the honeymoon. I mean, that's all big life changes you got going on, man.
This 2024 has been a good year. I can tell you that right now. It had its ups and downs, but me getting married, you know, it's a day you'll never forget. I will never forget that day for the rest of my life. It was probably one of the most perfect days I've had in my entire life. Like,
that's so awesome to hear. I love hearing that stuff. Like, I can never take too much good news, you know, like good things that are happening with people, and so like that's awesome. I love hearing that. So congratulations, because I know that's not been too long ago. And because I remember seeing pictures of like the honeymoon and everything. It looks like you were all having a blast.
Oh man, that's the first time me being out of the country. So I went to Cancun.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was amazing. All inclusive, all adult only inclusive. So no kids. It was great. It was amazing.
Yes. So I'm an old guy. It's been a long time ago since I got married. It's been a long time. But my wife and I, we went to Cancun, just south of Cancun, for our honeymoon, and it was all inclusive. So it might be different. I mean, it's been a long time ago. But man, I tell you what, that experience, I keep on telling her, I was like, someday we need to do that again.
Yes. Me and my wife was talking about like, are we going to do vacations like this all the time? I said, I think we should.
Then you'll be happy. You'll be happy.
Yes. Everything is taken care of. You ain't got to really worry about that much. Like, man,
your worry is which of the restaurants are we going to eat at tonight?
Right.
Are we going to go to the beach or just hang out at the club that they got at the place?
Oh man, it was amazing.
Oh, I agree with you. I'd go back in a heartbeat, and that's something that we'll have to do too. But like I said, that's been a while ago for me. So,
wow.
We got Mika in here saying
Mika?
hello to my fellow twin, Alex.
Yeah, she says like, I'm a twin as well, so that's why she says that.
Okay.
Yeah, identical twin at that too.
Okay. So you got a twin brother?
Mm-hmm. He's been on a couple of my videos.
Okay.
He was actually in some of my Harry Potter reviews videos. He reviewed them with me as well. I don't think he hasn't been on a hunting video in a while because he got kids. He got family that he got to take care of. So our schedules really don't align to shoot videos. I want him in the video, but he got 3 little kids too. They're not even like, 2 of them still in diapers. So
sure.
Oh
yeah, that's a whole different world.
Yes,
it's been a long time since I've been there, but man, I can remember for sure. But even with me, the little amount that I do, and I still think I'm pretty small in the amount of stuff I do, live streams and going out compared to like you and other people I see out there. It takes a bit of time to do the thing, even to go live.
Yeah, I can speak on that too, because like I like it does interfere a lot. Like sometimes I have to compromise with my wife, and there's certain times I can't do streams. There's certain times I can't really make streams. I have my own stream I have Nerd Talk. I have my own channel for that. Sometimes I just can't make it because things come up, maybe, we have things planned and sometimes I just can't do it. I mean, that's why if I can make a video every Tuesday, I would, but sometimes I just can't, but also there might be times where nothing is coming out. So there's no reason for me to go out. I mean, I was just thinking about last month and I'm like, dang, there was really no point of making videos because nothing was out. Nothing, this month is probably insane, but last month there was nothing coming out. So
it's like my time and releases.
Yes.
If there's not the releases out there, like spend time with my wife, my family, like do things like
do real life stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to pay attention to that for sure.
Right.
I got to do a better job with that too. It gets easy to get wrapped up in things that you're excited about and keep going. But Prince was saying your haul videos are the best out there.
Oh, thank you, man. Like I said, if you guys want any advice, if you guys are starting, I got all the advice for you. It's a simple thing. Like I said, as long as you're out there be showing passion and showing who you are in your videos,
Yeah.
you're gonna get the viewership.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I was gonna dive into that a little bit, but like that's perfect to hit on that right now. Where, just be who you are. Like, just
Yeah.
be true to yourself, and like make sure you're doing something you truly have a passion about.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny because, like I said, I love video games. I love video games. Trust me. I mean, there's still occasionally where I might live stream something like Quidditch Champions just came out, a Harry
I
Potter
have
game.
seen, yeah, I've seen some of
And
your live streams of
I
that.
was like, I want to live stream this game because I'm really enjoying playing it. So I'm like, I'm about to live stream it. Like, and it's something that, that's why I never, like, I call my channel Alex Thomas Reviews, but in the high sense, it's just Alex Thomas because it's the essence of me as a person. I never really wanted to like make myself just be one thing. I never wanted to just segregate to me just talking about one thing. That's why I do movie reviews. That's why I do haul videos, Blu-ray collection videos, and that's why I sometimes occasionally do a live stream for a video game because I could do anything. I could do anything on my YouTube channel if I wanted to.
That's one thing I always think, looking back, maybe I would have changed the name of my channel before I came out, because I never wanted to like just get cornered into a certain thing. But yeah, Alex Thomas Reviews, you can review anything.
Yes.
It's like,
but also
that's a great
like
way to do
sometimes it has this thing though, because obviously if you guys look at my channel, the Blu-ray Hunt videos are getting the most content. So most people look like, why don't you just do that?
You do get a lot of views on
and I know that, but I know I can see myself just getting burnt out by just doing that. Like, I that's why I try to keep it consistent on a lot of different things. Like, you're not just gonna get a hunt video, you're gonna get a haul video, you might get different topic type videos, you're gonna get a movie review because I want to talk about this movie.
Well, and being realistic too, if you're going out hunting and buying things, you only can do so much of that.
Exactly.
All of us are in spots where everything's more expensive every single day, where and I think we're all probably in a spot where we're looking at ways that we can dial back the spending.
Yes. I mean, I've probably spent less this year than I've ever spent. It's because obviously this whole year has been a lot of re-releases, a lot of boutique stuff that I'm not really looking to get. I collect some boutique, but I mean, a lot of those releases are like $40 to $50 a piece, and I can't see myself spending that type of money on a release, especially if I already own it. Like, if I already have a Blu-ray for it, and the package is nice, comes with a nice book and a poster, but I mean, I probably won't ever hang up the poster. I mean, and it's gonna be on my shelf, so why spend the money on it?
Oh man, that's a great point you just threw out right there, and that I figured we'd hit on at some point with this. We all love Steelbooks, I think. Maybe it's not your preferred, but
man,
like
I pre-ordered Deadpool and the Wolverine Steelbook.
Oh, okay.
and they're still, one of them is still $65.99 on Amazon, and the other one is $54.99 on Amazon. So yeah, I love Steelbooks as well.
Okay, so we're talking the same language here, but what I'm going to say is, man, the prices.
Oh my god,
it's. I've found myself pre-ordering stuff right away because things sell out, and you're like, well, am I going to get it or not? But I've gone back and canceled some before they came out because I'm just like, okay, add those up, Corey. And keep adding those up. And what does that cost you?
and sometimes I have to tell people, because especially if they want to get into actually doing this, is that it's not a cheap hobby, but you can find cheap ways to experience the hobby. That's why I tell everyone, go use, man. You can never go wrong with finding, used bookstores or movie stores or, pawn shops. You can never go wrong with those places because you might find some gems in there.
Yes.
But if you want the top notch stuff, you have no choice but to buy from Arrow or Screen Factory or, go to Walmart if you want the top notch stuff.
Yeah. And I just had somebody commenting to me, sending me a message and was like, how much money you got back there? And I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, maybe there is, but this didn't happen and I don't have the biggest collection in the world, so I'm not saying that, but this didn't happen over 6 months, or a year. I mean, this is.
Same. I mean, I've probably been collecting. I've been collecting for over 10 years.
Right.
So this is 10 years worth of collecting.
Correct. And I also threw out to them, I wait for a lot of sales, and I have no problem buying used. I do that all the time because there's sometimes I can get a stack of movies for like $20-$30, and that could have been like one, but it ended up being like 6 or
like
7.
the worst case scenario, we don't get a digital code. Like
Yeah,
that's
right,
the worst.
exactly.
We don't, or we don't get a slipcover. But if I really want the
Exactly.
movie, I'm gonna buy it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sorry, I'm going to jump into chat just
Yeah,
real
go
quick
ahead.
again, real quick. Mika was saying hi to everybody again. We got a lot of highs back and forth. Crow was
Mhm.
saying, or Prince was saying, how was the new Harry Potter Olympics game?
I'm guessing they mean Quidditch champions. That's what I'm
Probably,
guessing you're meaning. But
probably. Yeah.
I obviously I'm kind of biased. I'm a Harry Potter fan, so I was gonna buy it and play it anyway. But I think it's a fun game. I mean, if
Yeah.
you enjoy the Harry Potter franchise and you want to play Quidditch on a newer console, because they released a Quidditch game like 10 years ago on
Yeah.
PS2. But if you guys want to play the actual sport and you could play with friends, you could cross play, which I love that you could play with other people like on Xbox and stuff. So if you want to, if you want to want to play the game, play it. I recommend it.
Yeah. That's cool. We got hi from AJ and Christy, in love with horror, saying, "Hey everyone,
What's
just
going
popping
on?
in to say hi to Corey." I apologize. Some of these might be from a little bit ago, but just trying to run through some of these real quickly. We got Mike, Mega Mike,
What's
Movie
going
Man
on?
here saying, "What? How's it going, Alex? Great to see you on the stream and congratulations. I did the same thing for my honeymoon. Very fun. Did you go ziplining?"
No, I did not. I did the boat ride though. We did a boat
Okay.
ride. We went to another island, which if you guys didn't know, I'm not a fan of the water. So the
Oh,
fact
okay.
that I went on a boat to another island and actually got in the ocean, that's a check mark for me and my wife. We both did it because she's not really fond of the ocean either.
Oh, so
So
it was a big adventure for both of
yeah, it
you.
was more of a couple. Yeah, because like I said, we've been on boats before. Like when we went to Miami, we did like a boat ride
Oh, cool.
there, but this was kind of different because we were like on. It wasn't like it was a different type of boat. The more than
Oh,
I thought
sure.
it was gonna be. So,
Yeah.
but it was nice.
Yeah. You can say a boat, and there's a wide range of
Yeah,
boats
right,
that you
right.
could be on for sure. Adrian James is saying, hello there, Mike.
What's going on,
So,
Adrian?
hello. What's going on? Born to be rad. Sorry if I could talk. Garrett, what's going on?
What's going on,
What's
Garrett?
up, dudes? Happy 1
Man,
year.
shout out to them, man. They all there getting all the love and all support. I'm really proud of them, man.
Oh, they're
They're really
killing it.
climbing, man. Shout out to y'all. Y'all are awesome over there, man.
No,
For
that's
real.
cool. And like he was saying there, I was like all excited. I hit my 1 year of putting my first video out just
Oh yeah,
the other
it's
day.
funny because and it's funny because I was thinking like, damn, I've been on YouTube for 10 years and I'm not even celebrating my 10-year anniversary because like my first video, and that's why I'm saying my first video was like, it's so weird when you go to your tab and you go to like to the oldest and you be like, damn,
Yeah.
like you look at how long you've been doing this, like wow.
That's what when I look at like how many videos that I've put out there, and then I was just looking back at your tab, and I'm like, okay, dang.
Yeah, I got over 2,000. Like they let me know. I
Yeah.
got over 10. I got over 2,000 videos.
Yeah,
It's insane.
gosh. That's okay. So not only you've been doing it for a long time, you've stuck with it for a long time.
Yes. Like I said, I've taken my breaks. Obviously it's for other reasons, but I've enjoyed doing this. And this is another thing I tell everyone too. Don't look at this as a job.
Right.
Look,
right.
I look at this as an outlet, to share my passions, share my hobbies, share what I love to the world. So that's why I do it. If I get 5 views or I get 10,000 views, it really doesn't matter to me as long as it's out there,
Right.
Especially when I do like my Blu-ray collection videos. Those are the videos I regret and love doing at the same time. It's funny because someone commented on one of my videos. It was an older Blu-ray collection video. It's like, I'm ready for the 2025 when I'm like, goodness, it's not even let's get through these last 3 months first. Goodness.
I'm still sitting here being like, I can't believe it's October already.
Yes, yes. And we're going through October too. It's already
Right.
the 10th? Like goodness gracious.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're almost halfway through it. So Mike was saying streaming is tough, definitely, but it will be awesome to get on a stream one of these days. What are your favorite types of streams to do?
Is that for me?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I love doing these type of things where we're collabing where I'm
Yeah.
bringing other people on. And I told myself I need to start bringing more people on this year, but I knew this year was going to be hard because I was getting married and all this
Right.
stuff. Starting the Nerd Talk YouTube channel, I knew it was going to be hard for me, but next year I will be trying to get more people on to do more collab live streams. That's the one thing I love doing.
Yeah.
to get to know more people, especially if you're new. Like obviously you're new to the YouTube stream, so to get you out there so more people can watch you and learn about you.
Yeah. So to me, to jump into that, I kind of fell in love with the live stream thing. Not saying I'm real big, but you got a fun group of people that will jump in when you go on, and I don't care if it's one person, like you just said too, your views of certain videos. Like I don't care if it's one person on a live stream or 20 or whatever.
Right.
I'll have fun getting out there and talking. So saying that. Hey to everybody. Have you ever, I think this is for you, have you ever played Ghost of
Nope. It's on my list. Okay. It's on my list. I got it saved. I think it was free for like a PlayStation Plus, so I saved it. It's in my downloads.
Yeah. That's a big thing with this movies or games or both.
Yes.
Hours in the day.
And what you got. And it's funny when something comes out, it's like it kind of gets more pushed back. Like it get pushed back when new stuff come out. So
yep. No, I completely understand that. Eli, what's going on, man? Saying what's up, Corey, Alex in chat. I might skip some here back and forth, but just want to at least say hi to people like Jeff here jumping in saying good evening, everyone. I at least want to say hi. And Laren was saying Wilk and Alex, Laren? Good evening. We got Tiana in here saying
what's going on, Tiana.
All right. We got Eddie in here. Eddie's filming stuff saying
what's going on, Eddie.
So again, anybody, if I'm running past something, I apologize. Just trying to watch the time here tonight. And we got Garrett saying, that's right. Congrats on the marriage, Alex.
Thank you.
Big milestone, man.
Yes, man. It's been a road. It's been a rocky road, but we got through it. We got through the hump, and it's great. It's great. It's funny because I calling her my wife. I was talking to somebody and it's like, dang, you sound real comfortable saying that. And I'm like, well, she's been my wife. It's just now it's official now. Like it's official.
In your mind for a long time, she's been your wife. Right?
Exactly.
That's cool to hear. I love that. Prince is in here. Okay, Corey, trademark question time. So Prince likes to ask if you ever have any movies that are your serotonin boost, that you're, if you're in a bad mood, you're down in the dumps. Do you have a movie you can go to that you can, and it doesn't have to be always to be that one same movie.
Yeah.
But, do you have any that will pick
I have a couple.
Yeah.
So my number one will always be Back to the Future. That would be always my one to go to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still remember the first time I saw it, I was just amazed by it. So that will be the number one. Of course, the first Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone will always be another one that if I put it on, it will change my mood. The first Spider-Man movie always gets me in that mood. I could say all three Spider-Mans for real. Like that's straight childhood. And another one, I'm trying to think. Oh, The Sandlot. The Sandlot is another one that I just pop on, and it will always get me in a good mood every single time.
It's like whether you're going to watch the whole thing or not, you just can put it in and enjoy whatever time you spend with it.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Mika was saying, you got to celebrate the 10 years, Alex.
Yes, I know. It may be more closer towards the end of the year. I'll get there.
You can still do it later. Yeah, it's okay if it's after. Just be like, hey, I made it.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. Like,
yeah.
Okay, for me, I was like, I can't believe I made it 1 year, but you're a decade, man.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's crazy to think that because like I've been I would say doing YouTube is like a roller coaster. Sometimes you have your dips, sometimes you have your highs, you have your dips.
Yeah.
And I guess I've put out so many different type of videos. Like if you look at my highest viewed videos, not even movie related, it's me spray painting my rims on my car. Like if you look at my highest viewed video,
I gotta go find that one now.
Yeah, it's just me spray painting and showing you how to spray paint your rims on your car if you want to spray paint them black. That's my highest viewed video. It's so funny, but that's what it is.
So how long ago was that? Do you remember? Or even like a range?
I don't. It was like it had to be like 6 years ago.
Okay, no, that's cool. No, you don't have to have the exact. I didn't know how. I got to go watch that now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look right now. Yeah, 6 years ago. I was rounding the money. Yeah, 6 years ago. Yeah.
That's crazy. So no, talking about all this, what got you into collecting physical media or the collectibles? Because we might, jump into that a little bit tonight too, if we have time.
When I was younger, Um, I've always wanted to own. I knew I've always wanted to own movies. I always wanted to have the access to watch anything I wanted to watch. I didn't want to be limited to cable or going over someone's house and they owned it and I can't have it. We used to rent a lot of movies from like Blockbuster, Hollywood Video,
Right.
of course the library. We used to always go to the library, and I used to get so mad that I couldn't always have these in my possession. And then my mom had a friend who owned all these videotapes, and he gave them to us. Just gave us a whole bunch of videotapes, a lot of recorded tapes with like 4 different movies on it. I was so happy. Oh my God, we'll never forget those moments. And then somehow I guess we just lost them all. They must have got lost in the move or something, or they got damaged or something happened. So I started shoveling snow around my neighborhood, collecting some cash. And we found this place right down the street from me. They changed the name. It's called Electronic Flip now, but it was called the CD Game Exchange at the time. And I found out they had DVDs for $2.50.
Okay.
And I was like, oh. And then they had a deal. You buy 5, you get the 5th one free. I said, oh, yeah, okay. Y'all shouldn't have showed me this place, because now I'm about to start buying some movies. And I started buying DVDs galore, like to the point where I had like, and I was still in high school at the time. I was like, I think I had almost about 400 movies, DVDs in my collection.
Nice.
And I still remember the last DVD I probably bought was, and it's weird because it was a Blu-ray too. It was the Avengers.
Okay.
They did a stupid DVD Blu-ray pack. It was in a DVD case. It was, I don't know why did I buy that version, because after that I started buying Blu-rays
right
after that. But I've always wanted to collect. Well, I always wanted to collect movies. I always wanted to have movies in my possession. I want to always have the access to grab it off my shelf. If I wanted to just watch Batman versus Superman, I can easily just grab it and watch it anytime I want. So
you don't have to search if it's on a streaming service or which one it is. You can just grab and watch it.
It's so funny. I just had that happen a couple days ago. So I wanted to watch Halloween H2O.
Yeah.
And I do not believe that's streaming anywhere. And
maybe not.
If it's probably on Shudder. It's probably on Shudder for all I know. But for all I know, it's not streaming. I tried to search and I'm like, I don't think it's streaming anywhere. So I'm like, but thank God I own it, because I can go down in my collection and grab it. Because if anybody really wanted to watch this movie and it's not streaming, or how are you going to watch it unless you're going to pirate it?
Right.
But I mean, for me, it's like I can easily grab it and watch it anytime I want. I have to worry about searching or finding it. And we always see those pictures and memes where it's like, oh my God, the movie's leaving off Netflix. And we just look at them like, yeah, it will never leave off my shelf though, you know?
Yep. It only will if I choose that it will. But
unless someone come in here and break into my house. That's the only
correct. Yes, absolutely. It's funny you bring up H2O. I actually just bought that one used, the 4K of that, not too long ago at a half price bookstore, because I was going to watch that this year.
You have high price books around your area too?
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. And sometimes you can find some pretty good deals. Sometimes, you kind of pick and choose.
You bought the Steelbook?
No.
It was the Screen Factory release?
Yes. So that's funny.
Somebody sold that separately. They say, I don't want this one.
So that's what's funny. I posted a picture of that about buying it used, and I had some friends respond, and they're like, somebody disrespected the Scream Factory box set. And I'm like, somebody did, because the single of it was sitting at half price bookstore.
Wow. So, it's weird that one is gone and not Curse.
Right. Well, it could have been, and I just didn't see it there. But somebody sold it and they had it split out, and it was just by itself and at a very good price for a 4K. And I'm like, okay, I'm taking that one.
Wow.
Yeah. So somebody desecrated the Scream Factory box set, but
because weird, they don't have barcodes on the back of those things, so they literally had to create their own barcode for it.
Yeah.
Well, I have price books they create theirs own anyway, but
right. But that was the funny thing. Yeah, like just what you said there. I track everything in an app. And there was no barcode to scan to say that I had it. So I just had to like manually put it in.
Yeah. I don't think you can physically put that one in, because if you look it up on Blu-ray.com, it's in the collection. It's not by itself.
Correct. Yep. Yeah. So that was kind of funny. So I had to do a little like, well, I got it, but they don't recognize that it's one single standalone release. But,
because technically it's not.
No, it is not. It's not supposed to be that way. But they had it at the right price, and I went for it. But
nice.
We got Della in here
What up,
jumping in
Dale?
saying, "What's up?" Thank you, Dell, for jumping in here. Just seeing if there's any new people in here. Dell saying, "Happy 1 year anniversary, Corey." Thank you
Happy
very
1 year
much.
anniversary. That's awesome, though.
Yeah. Alex is great, even if he likes Batman versus
Hey,
Superman.
hey, don't disrespect VVS like that, man. Like, don't disrespect it. Don't do it. I understand the flaws, but I still love the movie.
Yeah. So that being said, one thing that I've seen you, and maybe it's not the case, but when I'm looking at some of the things that you post and even your intro going into it, you lean into superheroes a little bit. Is that
Yeah.
kind of a genre that's a big pull to you? It
Yeah.
doesn't mean it's the only one, but
No, it's not, but it's more that drawn to me. Like I said, I
yeah,
still remember watching the first Spider-Man in the theater. Like that's
yeah,
a memory that will never go out of my mind. Of course, the MCU has been a big inspiration on a lot of things that we've had over the course of the years. Like I still remember when I first seen Batman 89. Like the superhero genre really enthused me really to get into movies.
yeah.
So that's why I kind of like like I said, it's weird that I used the Marvel thing for my intro, but I ain't gonna I love the Marvel intros. Now that I think about it, I went back and looked at the evolution of the way the Marvel logos look, and I'm still fond of the comic book thing. Like if you
Oh yeah.
watched the original Marvel movies, I kind of really do love that one. But I guess you would say superheroes really are kind of not my favorite genre, but it's definitely up there for sure.
So what would you say is your favorite genre then?
See, it's
Is it
weird.
hard, or it
It's
depends on
hard.
the day?
It depends on the day. Cause I love horror.
Yeah.
Obviously I love science fiction. And like I said, I love action movies. I love superhero movies. It's weird to say superhero movies, but are they considered just superhero? They can be action movies. They can be
Right.
sci-fi. Right. They can be a lot of different type of genres. Of course, we
Right.
just put them in one genre because there's so many now. But
Right.
my least favorite definitely is westerns. I don't like westerns.
Oh, okay.
I don't like westerns.
That's okay. I know there's a lot of them I grew up with that I enjoy, but and maybe you can do this too, where you watch some movies that really click for you, but you can understand that might not hit for everybody,
Yeah.
and so I can understand that for sure.
Now, some of the modern westerns they have come out recently, like Hell or High Water, that's actually a decent one.
That's a good one.
I will call No Country for Old Men a western. That's a really good one. So yeah, there's some that are good for sure.
No, I would too. Both of those are good representations of modern westerns. I would say that for sure.
Yes.
Van Gool is saying, "Don't talk bad about Batman versus Superman. It's a good movie."
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
You got support there.
Thank you.
Hey guy, what's going on? Caveman in here, 17 watching, 13 likes. Come on, hit the like button. Thank you, sir.
Yes, hit that like button.
Yeah. D is in here. What's going on, D?
What's going on?
Hey, Corey and Alex. Movie Hunter said, I still miss the liquor store lives.
Yeah. So it's funny because I actually went back to that job. I used to literally just go on live and just like talk to you guys and serve my customers at the same time. And people in the chat would be amazed I can do both at the same time. But I was so good at the job where I was like, it's nothing to me. Like even counting the money, I could still talk to you and still count how much change they have and everything.
So I remember jumping into a few of those, and there was a couple times where I'm like, "Dang, you're busy," and you're like, "Oh, this is," and I think you were like, "No, this is nothing. You should see it on this kind of night or something like that. It's even busier."
Oh yeah, 4th of July, the holidays, obviously New Year's, Christmas Eve, those
paydays or whatever, and
Fridays, first of the month. It's insane there.
Yeah. So we were talking about collecting movies, but you have a ton of pops behind it, and I've seen you show those a lot on your videos. And what got you started on the Funko Pops?
So I've always seen them around, of course, going to like Hot Topic and FYE and even the Exchange. I used to see them all the time. Like, what are these things?
Yeah.
So I went on YouTube and searched them and see people collect them and see how cool they were, and and I didn't even think about the value. Because of course most people look at these as investments, because of how rare they can be, and I mean, if you really track your stuff, this stuff can be worth a lot of money if you really take good care of it. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking of it more like to make it look good and a backdrop.
That looks good.
Yeah. So I still remember the first two I ever bought, and if I'm not mistaken, it was Captain America and Iron Man from Civil War. I think those were the first two I ever bought. And after that, of course, it spiraled. It spiraled into just I've had so many Funko Pops. I've gotten rid of a lot of them though. It seemed like I have a lot still, but I had a lot more than what you see behind me. Obviously, I got some off camera, but I did a whole video about it. I had to tell people like sometimes you just got to stop doing something, especially if you don't have space. If you don't have space, just sometimes it just I mean that too. I mean, but you can some of these aren't that expensive. I mean,
right. But
you can
space
find
is a definite thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you can find them used. I mean, some places are selling for $5 a piece, so that's not bad. But especially it's only worse now because they're coming out with so much more and they look so much more detailed. I mean, they released the Ghostface one and it looks way better than the Ghostface one I have, and I have one of the original ones, and people would ask me how much I'm selling it for because I think it's one of the most rarest ones, at least the one I have. But then they released another one. I'm like, it looks better. Like, no, who would want this one? I mean, the new one looked better. Even the Michael Myers one. I have one of the original Halloween ones. And the one they release now looks way better than the one I have, and I want it. But I had to like take a step back and be like, no, I can't do it because I can't just see myself spending the money on it, And then they announced Michael Jackson Funko Pops. I'm like, oh my God, like they had to do it to me.
And I think you were showing one of those, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a live stream about.
Yeah, I thought I saw.
I did a live stream showing them because I was just so excited to have them because that's the one person I wanted a Funko Pop for. I mean, he has so many different looks that I'm like, why he should have a series of Funko Pops. And then they started releasing. I'm like, oh great, now I got to start. now they gonna make me start collecting them again.
Look what you just made me do.
Yes, like oh man, and like I said, there's one that I want, and they need Funko. You probably aren't listening, but you need to make this one, and it's from the Thriller video when he turns into the werewolf. Where is that Funko at? Like that Funko needs to exist.
Nice. Yeah, no, I could see that for sure. And I see a couple other people throwing in here too. D was saying I collect Jurassic Park Funko Pops. I have a few of the Toy Story.
Yes, I had to stop doing that too because I think when Infinity War came out, I collected. I was trying to collect every single one from Infinity War. I was trying to collect every single pop from that line.
And they're putting a lot out.
Yes, they almost every character, and. They, of course they do different lines and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, they just keep releasing. I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you see, I got Thanos. I got 2 10-inch Thanos. I got both from Infinity War and Endgame. And I had probably 4 Thanos Funko Pops for no reason. I didn't I was doing too much.
Wanted them.
Yes. I was like, oh, I got to stop though. I got to stop.
There you go. Right there. D was saying it's so hard not to want them.
Yes, it really is. And then for franchise that you love, that's the thing. When they start doing they start releasing Back to the Future ones, they've had some before, but they start releasing some good ones, really good ones. I'm like, oh my God, here we go. They got one with the clock tower. I'm like, I want that so bad.
Okay, that'd be a cool.
Yes, I want that one. And of course, I mean, obviously I can't find it, but I know it was expensive too.
Yeah,
but man,
oh, that's funny. Cal's in here saying the Wilk and Marty McFly noise.
Yes, it's funny because my old Instagram was called Marty McFly. Okay. I lost that Instagram, so that's why everyone's called me Marty.
I love it. Let's see here. I'm going to jump through some of these really quick. Van Gogh saying I collect Back to the Future Funko.
Yes.
Larry was saying, have you watched Reanimator recently? Oh, they were talking about between themselves. I haven't. So we'll say that.
I own it, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah. Del was saying, I can't collect Funkos. I'm already broke from
yes, and
I
yes,
hear you, man.
I mean, this hobby is not a cheap hobby. Both of them, Funko and movies. I mean, and that's why I tell everyone, when I've made a couple of videos talking about how to start a collection or how to ball on a budget. Sometimes you got to ball on a budget. Sometimes you can't have the FOMO effect where you want everything. You just can't do it. I mean,
and don't worry about buying used because you can get a lot of stuff in your collection.
Yeah. And even if you want the Steelbook, sometimes if you can't have it, don't spend your last dollar on the Steelbook, man. Yeah. Just don't do it. Sometimes it's not worth it. And it sucks for me because I collect all the Marvel Steelbooks and I hate when I don't have one of them. It sucks that they were
that completionist mentality.
Yes,
right?
And they announced 2 Steelbooks for Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm like,
stop it.
Why would they do that? To me, I'm like, why didn't they just put the different images on the back? Why it had to be two separate ones?
Well, they had two Steelbooks, and then there's like a Blu-ray pop-up book one
Yes,
from like
and that's at
Walmart.
Walmart. Yes,
And
and I thought the Steelbooks were going to be just at Walmart, but no, you can order it on Amazon. You
yeah,
know,
there was like 3 or 4 for that one.
yes,
And none of them are selling for cheap prices
no,
either. So
no.
it's like
The 4K finally went down. I think on Amazon. I think now it's $30. I think now. At first, that
still,
was $40. You know, and like I said, the Steelbooks have not gone down. I'm praying that they go down, and some keep telling me just cancel my pre-order if they don't. But the collector in me is probably just gonna say I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and just pay for those prices, because so far they're already sold out. They're currently
yeah.
unavailable on Amazon.
And I'm
I
not
don't
saying
know about Walmart.
I'm not saying they're super cheap, but I saw Sue movies with Sue. She was I think she ended up pre-ordering some from Deep Discount.
Mhm.
And they had them a little bit cheaper, but not like way cheaper. But
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy how how the prices, how they've gone on those. I was saying he thinks the Steelbooks are
50 cents.
50 cents. Yeah, win them all. Gotta have 'em
Yes.
all. So what do you think is your biggest? Well, here before I jump into that, I saw somebody new jumping here. We got Anthony in here saying
What's
up,
going on?
saying hi. What do you think would be your biggest weakness for purchases? Movies, pop, fun,
It's
or
it's probably movies for sure.
yeah,
I mean, and but also I'm kind of good on holding back sometimes. Like,
yeah,
trust me, there's stuff that come out every week, and I there have been many times I'll go out and I won't buy anything.
yeah,
Like, I think last week I didn't buy anything,
yeah.
or this week when I made a video, I just went out and showed what came out. I didn't buy anything. But I was holding back. I really was looking at stuff like, yeah, I really want that. I want that. But I'm like, no, I got to be good. I got to be good. I got to be good. And it is a weakness for sure. It's like I guess you could say it's like a drug, you know?
So
And
not saying you're not good with other things, but if you had everything lined up, the different things you collect, what would be the one if you could like, okay, this is the only one I can buy for this week? What would it be? You know, whether it's a deluxe steelbook, a Funko Pop, you know, like whatever.
it'll probably be a steelbook for sure.
Yeah.
It'll probably be a steelbook. Yeah. And it's so funny because I don't say I'm a steelbook collector, but I look at my steelbook collection, I'm like, well, I kind of am, because I have a lot of them.
Yeah.
I just did a reorganization of my collection. I'm like, damn, I got more steelbooks than I anticipated. Plus adding some more, because like I said, I just got the Bad Boys Ride or Die steelbook, and then
that's a nice one.
Yeah, I just got that one. So I'm like, okay, maybe I am a steelbook collector. You know, I mean, but for me, is I try to collect within franchises. If I don't have, let's say, if a movie comes out and it has a nice steelbook, if I don't have any of the movies in steelbook, I won't buy it.
Okay,
I'll pass up on it.
Yeah,
I'm that type of collector where I want everything to be together,
similar,
or at least not even similar, but at least if I got them in a franchise, I want them in my collection next to each other. So I had different instances where I, like, for example, I had the Mission Impossible movies. I had 4 of them on Blu-ray, 1 on 4K, 1 on Steelbook, so they're separated. Because I separate my Blu-rays and my Steelbooks and my 4Ks, so they're not together.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Are you then within each of those are alphabetical, or how do you?
They're all alphabetical within there.
It's always interesting to hear how people
do their collection. Yeah, and it's funny because like I said, I just reorganized it. So I had it in regular Blu-ray A through Z. Then I had 4K. I separated my Marvel, my Disney, and my DC Blu-rays. I separated all 3 of those.
Nice. Okay.
And then my Steelbooks. So I had an epiphany the other day. I say, why am I separating these separate categories off? Just put them all together. Well, not the Steelbooks and the 4Ks, but like the DC, Marvel, and Disney. I'm like, why am I doing this? Just go ahead and just throw them all together. So I did that. And of course, it took me about 3 hours to do it. It took me about 3 hours to do it because I have over 2,000 movies. So I got to shuffle everything over because I'm adding stuff to it.
It's a lot to move them around.
Yeah. And so yeah, it was a journey. But yeah, I'm the guy that separates Steelbooks from 4Ks and Blu-rays. I don't like none of them being together. I want all of them together.
Okay. Anthony was in here earlier. He might still be, but one thing I did pick up, there was a good price on the 4K. It was a double box set of the first 2 Bad Boys. You were talking about Ride or Die. Great franchise. So do you have a favorite out of those that you would, I'm not saying you don't like the other ones,
No,
but do
no,
you have one
yeah,
that you'd
yeah.
go back and be like, this is my top out of that franchise?
And that's what I'm saying. It's probably I wouldn't say it's recently biased. I say it's not recently biased. I think the last one is the best one.
Okay,
I
cool.
think
Yeah.
Ride or Die is the best one for
Yeah.
sure. Like I said, for life, Bad Boys for Life is there's two are neck and neck because I kind of like the way the story played out in For Life.
Yeah.
But Ride or Die, man, had the action like in two, but it also had a good story. Seeing all the new characters get intertwined with the old characters and call backs to the other movies. Yeah, that
Yeah.
Ride or Die
I
is
know you love
probably
that. I knew you loved that one from your
yes,
review that you did for that one.
yeah.
But, well, no, it's cool. So just looking at our time right now, one thing I wanted to hit on, and I know a lot of people are in here saying hi, so if I miss anybody's comment, it's not on purpose, just kind of looking at our time and everything. But you've been posting videos for a long time. We're talking about your 10-year already, past a decade doing this. If somebody came up to you and said like, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this," what's some words of advice you would give to them? Good, bad, otherwise. What would you say to somebody that's thinking about jumping into the whole YouTube thing?
Okay. Well, obviously the first thing, like we talked about earlier, just be yourself. Don't try to be other people. I don't mean don't make videos like other people because we all kind of make the same videos, but it's you. It's your personality that makes the videos different.
Yeah.
So that would be probably my number one thing. Also, like I said, just have passion in what you're doing. Don't just do it just because everyone else is doing it. Make sure you're doing it because you want to do it. And make sure you know what topic you want to really talk about. Because obviously for me, obviously I do other things, but movies are the forefront. You can really say I don't really want to do that much physical media, but physical media really is the forefront of my channel for real.
Right.
So if you have that, make that kind of your groundwork. And also, I tell everyone, or at least I try to make like an introduction video. Like try to make a nice little introduction video, even if it is like for us physical media collectors, even if it is a Blu-ray collection video, showing people what you own and why you want to do this.
Yeah.
Now some bad things I would say to do is, like I said, just don't try to copy off people. Like just don't try to copy off people.
Or especially don't try to copy personalities.
Yes, don't try to copy. Do your own thing. Unless you know you're doing it, you're trying to be funny about it. But I mean, just don't even try it. Because I try to make sure I'm being myself.
Yeah.
Like everything you see in my videos, I'm making sure I'm bringing it to myself. I'm not trying to copy off Ken, or I'm not trying to copy off Duran. I'm not trying to be these other people because they're their own personalities. I'm bringing me.
And somebody runs into you in real life, it's like, oh, you're just like what I saw in the video,
right? And it's funny because that's what the guy said when I ran into him. I was like, hey, you're just like him. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna be a different person. Yeah, I'm not gonna be a different person. You bump into me, it's gonna be the same guy.
Right.
But I don't really have that much negative because I really haven't had that much negative.
That's awesome.
Most of the stuff I've done on here. And I try to keep it positive. That's why I try to tell people, don't try to make negativity your main focus either. I talk about bringing positivity to the channel. If I really don't like something, you're rarely going to get a video from me bashing something because I really don't want to do that. What's the point?
Stick with what you love.
Yeah, stick with what you love. Even though most people say negativity sells, but I mean, for me, positivity over trumps negativity all the time, at least in my opinion.
Maybe the negative gets the clicks, but man, I think that could burn you out like crazy.
For sure. And that's why probably what has kept me going on this, because I've been getting obviously the support, but I love doing this. Like I love talking about my collection. I love seeing other people's collections. I love giving people advice and inspiration to do this. Even like I said, I'm not a huge YouTuber. I only have about 6,000 subscribers. Obviously there's people much bigger than me doing this, but if people are coming to me, I'm gonna give you the advice that I know from what I've done,
but that's not a small number either, man. That's a great accomplishment.
Yeah.
I know you always can look and say like there's people bigger than me, but man, that's okay. Me looking at you,
yeah.
that's That's a great accomplishment. That's a lot of people, man.
Yeah, and
So
it's so
celebrate that. Celebrate that as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so funny because I look at that and it's like, well, most of I'll tell people at work, like people ask me, like, I heard you make videos, and I'll show them my channel. They look at me like, oh my god. I'm like, well, I'll tell them like, well, it looks big, but I mean, it there's other people bigger than me, but
Well,
they,
but that's always the case, right?
hmm
But
right. I kind of have to like sometimes look in within myself and say I am doing a good job, even though sometimes, like I said, the numbers don't reflect sometimes. But that's another thing I try to tell people too. Don't look at the numbers, because once you start looking at the numbers, you really start questioning yourself.
right.
And don't I will say don't do that. And
Yeah.
I was really big on that when I first started, and then I got to a point where I was just uploading, and I didn't care. I just
Yeah.
didn't care about the views. I didn't care about who watched it. I just uploaded it for fun. I uploaded just to get the content out there. Anybody, if someone watch it, they'll watch it.
Yeah.
And also try to get your friends and family to really support too, because sometimes they can be your biggest supporters as well.
Yeah.
To let other people know that, hey, my so and so does this. So and so does this. I've had a lot of my family talk about me doing YouTube. Even like my nephews are asking me questions like, hey, I want to do this. And I would tell them, like, if you really are committed to this, you have to do it. You can't, it's not just fun and games,
Yeah.
you know?
I'll tell you that for sure. I definitely probably do a lot less than a lot of people on YouTube. And the small amount I do, it takes more than what I was thinking when
Yeah.
getting into it. Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely takes, you got to jump into it, and it takes some work for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of funny. I've been pretty shy about sharing it with people in my real life.
Yeah. Yeah.
People around me know I do it, but I don't
Mhm.
push it a whole lot. Not you push it, but I've been kind of shy throwing it out in the real world, I guess, around me. But
Yeah. To me, it's like, I think it's obviously it's about that confidence.
yeah, I'm
If
still
you
working on that.
if
Yeah.
you know you got something good, if you have good content, I mean, it's the viewership is going to come.
Yeah.
Like I said, to me, like I said, the main two rules I try to tell everyone: be consistent.
Yeah.
To me, I try to at least, obviously I haven't done that many videos, but I try to tell people at least do 2 videos a week at least. Engage with your subscribers, like comment on things,
Yep.
like comments, because people notice that, like, oh,
Yeah.
he's actually engaging.
He noticed what I said.
He noticed what I
Hey,
said. Yeah. And I try
I
my best to
appreciate that
try.
too. Yeah.
I try my best to try
Yeah.
to comment on a lot of comments, but sometimes I'll just go down and like them. I really won't comment sometimes.
Well, you have a
Um,
lot more people on
yeah.
yours than I do, so
Um,
it's all relative, like what's easier and not. But
yeah. Look, Holland's saying 2 videos a week, Corey. 2 videos
yeah,
a
I
week.
know, right? I got to get going.
Um, but sometimes that helps though, because the algorithm is showing that you're actually doing it, so they're going to
Yeah.
start pushing out your stuff.
Yep.
Because I've noticed that for me, I noticed that the more content I was doing, the more viewership I got coming in. I started noticing that, but also I noticed that my content got better.
Yeah.
Make sure your audio is good, make sure your video is good. Like my people, I tell everyone, I'm using my iPhone. I don't have a camera. I'm using my iPhone 13 to shoot these videos.
Right.
You don't need a high-end camera with a high-end lens to make your videos look good. Most of our phones record in 4K 60.
And I've heard a couple of people say that when I was starting out too, where they're like, "Hey, don't overextend yourself. Use what
Yes.
you got.
Don't spend $1,000 on equipment when you only have a certain number.
If you got a nice iPhone, or even if it's a couple, 2, 3, 5 years old, you still can put a nice picture out there.
Yes.
And like, oh, if you're an upgrade, a couple of people are like, look at your audio. Like sometimes people just listen to it, and you don't have to go buy the $500 microphone either, but just like little upgrade.
Yeah.
And but don't overextend yourself. Like I think that's one thing I battled. I love electronics. I love toys and gadgets and everything. And so it was so easy to all of a sudden just start looking at like, oh yeah, they said like this microphone is $500. It's great. And this lens is $1,000. Do that. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to have fun.
Yeah, yeah, and it's funny because I started noticing at first I never had a microphone. I didn't even have I have a little lavalier mic that I use when I used to
Yeah.
record my videos,
Yeah.
and I found a little adapter to be able to plug it into my iPhone. That's
Yeah.
how I'm able to record my videos. At first I wasn't using that, and then I noticed once I started getting that stuff, my videos became better because my audio got better.
Right. But you didn't go out and buy a $500
No,
microphone either.
definitely not.
Like,
Definitely not. I think I spend thank for my wife. I think this mic I'm using now was only like $70.
right.
You know,
So just that's one thing somebody told me. They were like, it's so easy to get sucked into that trap of yeah, maybe that stuff is awesome, but
hmm
I don't need to drop a grand or two
no,
grand
no, no.
on stuff. Like, just
I
have fun with it and use what
yes,
you got around there.
yes, because you got to you got. And not saying look at it as an investment, but you got to think about you don't want to overspend and you're not getting that money back.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. So somebody could look at it and be like, oh, this huge podcast has this $500 microphone. I'm like, well, that's great, but they are making a lot of money.
yes, they're gonna get that. They're
Yeah.
seeing that, and that's a tax write off for them.
Right. Correct.
You know,
Correct. And we're in a different spot.
right.
Speaking of spending, Anthony says the double dip is a real pain.
I'm surprised we didn't get on that topic because that's a whole nother topic. And that's why
we could do a whole video of that.
Man, and it's funny. I did. I think I made a video talking about that, and I was telling people saying double dipping is one of the hardest things that us collectors go through because sometimes releases have so many good releases that you have to get them all. Like I think the first time I ever double dipped was on Batman vs Superman.
Okay.
So when they released the Steelbook, the double-sided one.
Yep.
And I knew I was going to get that one. I knew it. And I went to Target and they had the Digibook. And I didn't know that was going to be a release. So I'm like, oh my God, I have to buy this. I have to buy this. So I bought that. And of course, I bought the 4K later in line. I think I have like 5 releases of BVS, if I'm not mistaken. I think I have like 5 releases. Yeah, because I have both the 4K releases because they released it again with the IMAX sequences.
Yeah.
I have the regular I think I have I have 4 releases. I have a lot of double dips. You can say that. I have a lot of movies where I double dipped.
I think it's hard to be a collector of movies and not have something that you've double dipped at some point.
Yes. Multiple copies of Back to the Future,
yes.
multiple copies of The Dark Knight, the Dark Knight trilogy alone.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's we all fall into that. Mark was saying, hey everyone, Corey, you're always on when I'm driving home. Cool, man. Oh, cool.
Nice.
Glad to see that. Listen, drive safe. Dell was in here saying, I'm almost 3 years in and I still haven't made an intro video.
Yeah, but sometimes
I haven't either, man.
But sometimes that might work for you. Maybe you don't need one. Because at first if I'm not mistaken, when I very first started, I never had an intro either. And then I kind of got into it like, okay, I'm gonna start making one. And then when I started really getting, like I said, when my subscribers started getting, I'm like, okay, maybe I actually do need an intro to start off.
Yeah.
And I kind of just found like this website where they like kind of make me one, I guess. And then when I found the one I have now, I found it on another website and I had to pay for that one. I did have to pay for that intro.
Yeah.
But I really wanted it. So I'm like, okay, I got it. I just got to pay for it, you know?
Yep. No, I see that for sure. Hey, Henry, what's up? Saying,
what's
hey,
going
Corey
on?
And Alex. D was saying, I 100% agree. You just have to start uploading. And what I'm learning now is that you don't need to be afraid to promote.
Yes. That promoting is key. You got to be your own promoter too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a point where I was like, when I would upload a video, I would post it on every single social media site. And then I would post it again. I would post it in the morning. Then I would post it again. Like, hey, check this out. Check out this video. Check out this video. You know,
well, and even like tonight, I was kind of, for us tonight, that's what I'm trying to play around with, where, like a couple days ahead of time, kind of throw out like hey, we're going to be on. And then like the day of saying, hey, remember we're going to be hanging out,
Yep.
There's just so much stuff going on, but, talking about that's what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, 2 videos a week.
Get on it, Corey. Get on it. I need to do that for sure. But okay, I know I've hit your limit here probably for tonight. Everybody that's in here, thank you so much. We might not get through all the chats right now.
You can go ahead and get through them.
Okay,
I think I got like 5 more minutes left. You can go ahead and get through them.
I just don't want to push you too long on it, but we'll kind of pass through some of that. But Mika's saying, I think it's all about consistency. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I'll try to just jump through a couple here real quick. So again, everybody, I always say this, but if I miss one, it's not on purpose. But Miko was saying live streams are fun too because we don't have to worry about editing, and I think that's probably why I leaned into those a little bit more.
Yeah, because it's once you do it, it's up there. You know, if you want to go to certain segments, you can go to certain segments. You know,
and I think people sometimes maybe are a little more forgiving in a live stream if you mess up.
Yeah, but also that's something you can like just listen to. You're not accustomed to just you have to watch anything. You just listen to two people talk.
Right. And I enjoy that actually. So there's quite a few people that, like I said, I'm trying to get better about leaving comments, but there's a lot of times during my work, I'll just have earbuds in and I'll be listening to a lot of stuff I'll put in a queue. Yeah. And listen along to it. But Anthony was saying, I also use my iPhone 13 as a camera. It works great. Yep. That's the thing. A lot of people said to me, they were like, you get sucked into that trap of like wanting, the toys are nice and yes, they're going to be awesome, but man, if you have a phone in your pocket that's been released in the last like 10 years, you probably got something that can put out a decent video on YouTube.
Yep. And you most likely have an app on there that you can edit it on and upload from there. So that's what I use. I have an app specifically on my phone that I used to upload, or I used to edit, add my, effects, transitions. It's all on my phone. I don't use a computer at all.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you already have that and that's an expense you already going to have no matter what, but if you can use it for this, this hobby, having fun, it's for sure. Henry, your audio sounds good. Oh yeah, Henry, I think yours does too. Del, a lot of new YouTubers overspend when they start because they assume that it's going to get 100K subs, and makes thousands every month.
Yep. Yeah, and that's some people will spend a lot of money on their cameras and stuff like that, and I get it. You want a great production, but I mean, if it still doesn't even bring in the viewers, then what was the point?
Yeah, well, and that's what, right or wrong, a few people I talked to early on this, they said, don't get sucked into that trap. Because if you had the money and you bought all that stuff, it's going to look and sound great. They're not arguing that. But what are you doing it for? What are you getting back in return for it? And if you're doing it for fun and not making money off of it, maybe use what you got right there. And then if you do want to upgrade, be smart about it. Like, don't go crazy, but like look, we were talking about earlier too, like, one of the first things somebody said to me was like, if you're going to upgrade something, maybe look at the microphone. Yeah. Because a lot of people just listen to you.
Yeah. Like I said, the camera should be the last thing you think about. Right. Because like I said, most of our cameras are decent anyway. But if your audio sounds good, then you're in the ball club.
Yeah. And a lot of people said like a lot of people watch these on their phone too. So
you're not even getting camera. Yeah, you're not even getting. You're not even getting the full quality anyway.
Right. So they're like, that's the last thing you probably should really be worried about. So, let's see here. Sorry, I know I'm missing people's, but we'll try to rush through here. Miko's saying still trying to figure out the audio. Yeah, I think we all are trying to get it.
Are you trying to get a good microphone?
Maybe that's what she's saying.
Are you trying to get a microphone, Mika? I went online. Well, I went on different other people's YouTube channels to find good microphones. That's what I did. Because I was questioning too whether or not if I should buy a really $100 to $200 microphone or I should just go cheap. And I found this one guy. He used to test microphones, and he recommended this one I have now, and I haven't had issue with it. Yeah. And like I said, I don't think I sound terrible. I don't have the best microphone, but it works for me.
I think I'm the same boat too, because like this one that I have right now, it's one that some people don't like because you have to have it close to you, so it's going to be in the shot no matter what. Some people don't want to see it at all. This is not the one to do that, but it usually ran like around $70. But then they had like an Amazon Lightning deal, and it was like $40. So I'm like, okay, that's a reasonable investment for me to do this.
If people have an issue with the microphone being in the camera, then what's the point? I mean, there's a lot. I mean, you got to see. To me, I don't mind seeing the microphone because I show that you're actually talking. For me at least, but
I just know some people don't like mine. I do have to have it this one is definitely one you have to have close to you to speak to. The way that it's, I'm not even going to pretend I know a lot about them, but the way this microphone's designed, it's got to be close to you. But there's some people that have some that will hang out of the picture above them. And you don't see it at all.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm going to run through here real quick. Corey missed my speech, not on purpose, but hey, sorry, man. I'm not trying to miss anything, but I appreciate being in here. Larry, what's going on? It says, I do my stuff on the cheap, mostly stuff from my phone. Yeah. If it's something, some people say it's just like the best camera that you have is the one that you have with you. You know, it's usually it's your phone.
It really is. And like I said, and people ask me like, what camera do you use? And I tell them, they like, what? I'm like, yeah, I mean, because my wife tried to give me a camera and I told her, I said, you don't need to buy me a camera. You'll be spending $500, $600 for what? When I have it in my pocket. I have it in my pocket.
You're already going to have it anyway. And if it's working for you, you know, like why spend?
I mean, it's going to look strange for me really walking around with a camera. I mean, I'm walking around my phone, things that everyone have. So
yeah, like
I mean,
you
it looks
said,
less
like
obvious.
Yeah, like you said, like when you were like filming in public, and I said, like, oh, I'm kind of shy about doing that, but you're like, well, I got my earbuds in my phone, and people just think I'm talking
on the phone. Yeah.
So I could be like, okay, that's a good way to just kind of go undercover, you know, and go do that. But Henry was saying, I'm guilty of spending my money on audio, zero on my camera. They say audio is more important than visuals.
It really is. I mean, Corey, you're a test of it. You don't even really watch the videos. You just listen to it.
I do most of the time. And that's just because the setting that I'm in, I'd watch, if I had all the time in the world, I'd sit and watch all of them. But there's a lot of times where I'm working and I'm okay listening to something while I'm doing it. And there's a lot of times I'm listening along, but I don't even watch what they have on the screen.
Right.
Nothing a knock against the people, even you know, like I'm listening to you. It's just that's the way I can take it in while I'm working along. But Dee was saying, can you share the name of the microphones?
What is mine?
I have to look mine up.
I got a Mono, like APU. It's a weird number, but it's an Mono brand. That's what brand I have. I had this mic for almost like 2 years now. I've had it for a long time though, but I think it is time for me to upgrade if that's the question. But
that'd be something you'd maybe look at in the future. Mine is a Samson Q2U. Samson Q2U. A lot of the times on Amazon, you'll see it running for about $60 to $70, but it goes on sale quite often. And when I bought mine, it was a lightning deal, and I think I got it for about $40. And then that's at that price, I was like, okay, I feel comfortable for what I'm doing. To not saying like 60 or 70s super astronomical, but I'm like, I was trying to be realistic when people were saying like, hey, don't go crazy. It's easy to buy all the fun toys, but just keep your budget in check and what you are doing with this. If it's for fun, don't go nuts with it. But sorry if you hear my dog. He's barking.
No, it's okay.
Yes. Oh, I think my husband was looking into that brand. Okay, cool. My dog. I'm sorry. I'm so professional. My dog's barking away in the background. So, so anyway, it will ended up at the night here. I'll say I have your YouTube link in my description. People go please check out Alex. I don't have the Instagram right now. I meant to put that in there. I will go out and do that. But is there anything coming up you want to throw out? Anything you want to say? Like, hey,
I'm trying to get my head together to review some spooky movies, but I just haven't had the time. I got some in mind that I want to review towards the end of close to Halloween. I probably will have a Halloween collection video, like talking about all the Halloween movies I own, like the Halloween movies, the Michael Myers movies I own. I'm probably going to make a video talking about those and the reason why Halloween is my favorite horror movie of all time.
Yeah.
And obviously the hunting videos will be coming. You know, we got some big releases coming out. We got Nightmare on Elm Street coming out on 4K, which I saw Ken put his video, but I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to watch it for myself because I was going to buy it anyway, even if the transfer is bad.
Me
But
too.
because I seen the thumbnail said, "Did they drop the ball?" I'm like, "Oh, don't tell me it's a bad transfer. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that." Because this is one I was looking forward to.
I saw his thumbnail for that, but I have
Yes.
not. I did not watch it at
Yeah,
this
so
point. But
I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to just watch it for myself because I'm probably going to watch it and review it for myself too. That's probably a video
yeah,
I will be doing as well because it's
that's a
one
big
I've been,
one. That's a big
yeah,
one to do.
that's
Yeah.
one I've been looking forward to. It
Yeah.
was on my list because I made a video earlier talking about the what releases I want this year. That was on my list, which I'm
Yeah.
sure they probably announced it, but I really wanted this one on 4K.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, I got the hunting videos coming out. This month has been pretty crazy with the releases, so I got to go out and show them. So
Yeah. No, cool. So just yeah, people go out. Like I said, right now I just have the YouTube channel on there, but you can probably find everything with Alex through that as well. I'll try to get the Instagram on there too. But definitely give him a subscribe if you are not already. Do the hit the bell and watch some of the stuff. That's one thing I tell everybody. No matter how big or small all of us are, sometimes it's just getting in front of new people and just give it a chance. It doesn't cost you any money, and you might find your next favorite YouTuber, that you're going to be following along. So, but yeah, if you'll hang on for just a minute after we go off a live, I just want to hit that up real quick, but we'll wrap it up for tonight. I know I'm kind of running long for you, but I appreciate all the time that you've spent with me. This was a blast. It went fast, but
yes, it did.
Yeah, it definitely was fun. So I appreciate it. Everybody jumping in the chat. I appreciate you, whether the whole thing you've been in here, a little bit of it, or catching a replay. That's why we do this. Appreciate it very much. So we'll talk to you all here real soon. So have a great night, everybody.